In the state of Connecticut, there's this little town called Mystic. It's got just over 4,000 residents, and you really need to zoom in on Google Maps to even find it. But something about the name made us say, we want to travel here.
In our last 4 episodes, you saw us embark on an ultimate New England road trip as we chased fall foliage. We knew once we headed south to Connecticut, we probably wouldn't see the colors change yet.
But Mystic had this, dare I say, mystical reputation that drew us in anyways. In this video, we'll be sharing our adventures as we discover things to do in Mystic, Connecticut during 2 days here. From discovering the history behind Mystic's whaling industry, to finding the boutique hotel of our dreams, to eating perhaps the best steak we've ever had, there's a lot to cover in this tiny town.
Welcome to Mystic! After 4.5-hour drive from Vermont over here to Connecticut, I'm ready to eat. And if it's something from the sea, even better.
So, this menu is incredible. Maybe one of my favorite menus we've found on our road trip so far, because the amount of lobster options we have, it's insane. There's lobster spring rolls, lobster risotto, lobster carbonara, lobster grilled cheese, lobster rolls. Of course, lobster mac and cheese, lobster Cobb salad. Truly, you can't go wrong. I'm kind of overwhelmed with what to pick, but I think I'm going to do the tried and true lobster roll. We'll see what Marketing gets. I think he's feeling more adventurous.
I ordered a lobster carbonara. I almost ordered the risotto. I didn't because I've seen the risotto in other places. Lobster risotto in other places. But this is the only place I've seen that they have a lobster carbonara. So good. I don't think it's gonna put a little bit of lobster. No, there's a lot. Big chunks.
So we're starting off this travel guide with a 5 out of 5 find, and you know we don't give those out often. Down the street is downtown Mystic, and there's a place we have to see here, the Mystic River Bascule Bridge, a picturesque landmark and the bane of every local driver's existence. Every hour, this charming little bridge lifts up to let boats pass through, and with it lifts any illusion of getting across town on time. But it's a small price to pay for the unique rhythm of life here in Mystic. And considering it's been running since 1922 and is lifted 2,200 times a year, we'd call this a marvel of engineering.
That's cool. I really want to see it move. So we have to wait another 20 minutes.
If we're lucky, maybe we'll be able to see it from our room.
Ooh, good.
Otherwise, it goes up every 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Or sorry, every hour.
Every hour at 40.
Yes.
Yeah.
While we kill some time waiting for check-in, we decide to take a stroll in and out of the little shops in downtown. And we have this thought. If you've ever been cornered by a boat salesperson, you know the pitch. It's not just a boat, it's a lifestyle. Well, here in Mystic, they could skip the sales pitch. This place is a walking, talking advertisement for the boating life. Everywhere you look, there's nautical interior design, boats gliding by, and an ambiance that screams, yeah, you do need a boat. It's almost comical. And all this isn't just for show. We were surprised to learn that Mystic has this super deep history with the whaling industry, which we're excited to tell you more about later. But in the meantime, it's time to head to our accommodations, and a stay at the Whalers Inn is only fitting.
Oh, it's nice. We're in the best hotel in Mystic and the best room in Mystic. We're in the Hoxie House on the very top floor in the corner where we have a view of 2 sides of Mystic. An amazing view of the drawbridge right here. I can imagine Martina and I cuddled up, enjoying a nice little drink as the fog rolls in front of our, check it out, fireplace. How often do you find a fireplace in your hotel room? Not often, but seriously, they've outdone themselves. And the design here, the coastal elements, I'm living my coastal grandma dreams. I now understand why everybody decorates their house in like nautical theme here. It's just so charming. Let's go check out the bathroom.
Wait. I think we're now.
Oh my god! Breaking news! The bridge is going up. So freaking cool. My god, you could see the bridge from our room. This is amazing. Bathroom. I haven't looked in here yet. This shower. You have the rainfall shower here and a jet tub. It doesn't get better than this. This is such a cool hotel. Wow, we feel so lucky to be here, and the staff has been nothing short of Connecticut hospitality.
And we don't have to walk a lot to get dinner, because this hotel has one of the best restaurants in town.
This isn't just your classic hotel restaurant serving up some lukewarm buffet food. It's a culinary powerhouse that's been sweeping up awards left and right. Best seafood, best wine list, best overall excellence, and shocker, best restaurant in Connecticut for 2023. And let me tell you, they've earned every bit of that praise. They opened in the summer of 2020, smack in the middle of the pandemic, by Chef David Standridge, a guy with 13 years in the game and 2 Michelin stars under his belt. This place is his latest brainchild. It's a farm and sea to fork kind of deal with a menu that changes daily.
Why? Because they are all about fresh, local ingredients, showcasing the best New England flavors. But here's the twist. They're mixing in tastes from Oaxaca, the Deep South, and Southern Italy. Let's dive in and see what the fuss is all about.
If you guys could smell this, it's like a little garden over here. We decided to share this salad. Oh my god. A lot of senses. A lot of senses.
That was delicious. I never knew ricotta could be crunchy. Like on the outside it's nice and crispy. There's this delicious pesto. If this is how salads could be everywhere, I might not have such a hard time getting vegetables into my diet.
I think they've been studying me. They already got me because they know my favorite drink is a Negroni, and they have different types of Negroni. I ordered some mushrooms that actually they are grow over here locally. I love that. It has lentils, and this looks delicious. But Juliana's dish actually looks even better. She ordered steak, and if she doesn't share, we're gonna have troubles in our marriage.
I never know what's gonna come out of your mouth when we start filming.
The mushroom is so thick that it looks like meat. Make sense?
Yeah.
So good.
Oh my god. Medium rare. That's the way I like it. Let's give it a try. I have never had steak with a crust like this, where it is truly medium rare in the middle and the outside is so crispy. This is probably the best steak I've ever had in my life.
Wow, big word.
Yeah, big words, but it's the truth. Now, Mystic, Connecticut, low-key, is one of the best foodie places in the United States. Not a lot of people realize that, but there's an insane amount of incredible restaurants per capita here. And if this is any indication of how our trip is gonna go, I think we are in for a good time.
2 5 out of 5 meals in one day. So this weekend is off to a great start. Now while we rest up and enjoy our time by the fire, let's help you figure out your plan while you're visit here.
You can choose to fly into New York, Boston, Providence, or Hartford, but no matter what you pick, you're no more than 2.5 hours away, and renting a car is probably your best bet. Whether you're following our road trip itinerary or making your own, there's something so nice about taking New England at your own pace. And the best time to roll into town? Honestly, there's no bad time, but if you ask us, fall's where it's at. But summer here would be charming as well. Now let's dive into our second day discovering things to do in Mystic.
I love it. We got our coffee in the room, so we can get our coffee in the lobby, so we can walk and get a real coffee. We decided to have breakfast over here. We actually next to the train station, or in the train station. I can see you can have the Amtrak tickets, you can buy it over there, so yeah. And it's so cool because some of the tables, they have tickets or flyers of different trains from different, oh, you can see the train right now. How cool is that?
I didn't expect a train station breakfast sandwich to go that hard. Now I understand why this place is recommended. It was delicious. I don't know, that bread was just pillowy soft. We decided to move outside, maybe watch some more trains go by. It's kind of a nice way to start your morning.
We wrap up breakfast and head to the car, because today's adventure lies in a different part of the town.
So we heard that River Street is a really beautiful drive to do during the fall, and it just so happens to be the way we need to go to get to our next activity as well, so 2 birds with 1 stone.
The houses over here, they're amazing. They're so beautiful, and they're just in front of
right
the water.
Turn right onto Pearl Street, then turn left onto Grove Avenue.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, our second cider mill that we're visiting on our fall foliage trip. This is called B.F. Clyde Cider Mill. They are one of the oldest cider mills in the country, and they serve up some delicious apple cider donuts, apple cider hot, slushies. They even have a wine tasting room, all the apple stuff here. Now I heard it does get pretty busy here on weekends, and they're only open seasonally. So we made sure we got here extra early, right when they opened at 9 a.m. Let's give the donuts a try. Yum.
But we swear, Mystic isn't just about the fantastic food, but we're definitely not complaining about that part. Next up, the Mystic Aquarium. This place isn't the biggest aquarium in the world, but it's definitely still interesting to walk through. They have penguins, seals, sharks, and our favorite.
They have a beluga exhibit, and there's so many, and they're so beautiful, and there's not really many people here. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's blowing rings! It's
After watching these belugas for much longer than we like to admit, we headed across to the street to our next spot.
We're in Olde Mistick. That is like a little village, small village, but there are like, of course, restaurants, boutiques, little shops. It's nice, and there's ravens over there. Yeah, it's cool because it's like inspired like a little village, you know, like it's like different houses, but actually they are businesses. So it's restaurants, cute little shops, and we're having a good time just walking around here and checking the different places.
One interesting store that caught our eye was Cloak and Wand. Picture this. Shelves lined with wands, potions, and all things witchcraft and wizardry. Perhaps the most mystical place in Mystic.
So if you're the type of person who doesn't enjoy walking in and out of shops or enjoy going through shopping centers, you're probably gonna hate this place, but I'm finding it mildly entertaining.
Yeah, but we're enjoying it, and there's some really unique shops over here.
Yeah, so tons of little local businesses here with a lot of interesting ideas. It's not just your standard gift shops in every single
Exactly. That's what I like.
So kind of a fun thing to do to kill some time, because this is definitely the type of place that's like, there's not a ton going on in Mystic. It's the type of place you just want to take it easy, relax, stroll around.
And there's some charm in that, so we're gonna keep going.
Well, we follow our instincts right to another good food spot, Yellow's Monk. When we told you guys we were coming to Mystic, a few of you guys told us to come here, so we couldn't disappoint.
Martina and I are just on this theme of wanting to continue to eat Bavarian food. I don't know what it is on this trip.
And in this place they offer a lot of draft beers.
I think over 30 on tap.
Locals. So I love that. And after being in an aquarium and walk all around this place, we're a little bit hungry.
To eat, I probably got the biggest pretzel we've found on our trip so far.
And for me, fish and chips that I'm gonna share with you, Diana.
With sweet potato fries, which is super good.
Yep.
After indulging in some hearty Bavarian fare at the Jealous Monk, which was delicious by the way, we headed over to the Mystic Seaport Museum. Now Martina and I aren't your typical maritime buffs, despite our cruise ship past. Yeah, we met working on cruise ships where nautical adventure meant navigating the high seas of tight living quarters and round-the-clock work. Kinda like the old whaling days, but with less harpooning and more buffet lines.
But the Mystic Seaport Museum isn't a league of its own. It's not just a museum, it's the nation's top dog in maritime history and the proud home of the world's last wooden whale ship. That's right, the last one still afloat. Kind of a big deal.
And speaking of whaling, it was the big thing here in Mystic. Whaling here was like the gold rush, but on water. And this museum, it's a treasure trove that turned us, a pair of bitter former ship workers, into bona fide maritime history geeks. Go figure.
Okay, we just entered to the museum. and because I'm a map guy, I started looking at this. It's huge. Okay, we're here. We're only here. Look how big it is.
Well, then I think I do need to use the bathroom before.
Go for it.
You're gonna love this one.
So Mystic and whaling. Picture this. It's 1832 and this guy, George Churchill, sails out on the Bingham, kickstarting Mystic's whaling era. Fast forward 30 years and you've got 28 vessels from this tiny Connecticut village making a whopping 102 voyages. They're hauling in barrels of whale oil and whalebone like there's no tomorrow. By its last year in 1862, Mystic's whaling business ranked in over $2.6 million, which is a lot of cash for a bunch of guys in boats chasing whales. But for what? Well, back in the day, before we had electricity at the flip of a switch or synthetic materials for everything, whale oil was like liquid gold. It lit up our homes, greased the gears of the Industrial Revolution, and even made its way into soaps and corsets. And whalebone? That was the plastic of the 19th century. It popped up in everything from umbrellas to hoop skirts.
This is a waterproof parka made out of intestines.
Whoa.
Okay, Juliana, tell us what else you can see.
I'm having too much fun. I didn't know this, but like the spout of the whale, there's like, they all look different for the different types of whales there are. So there's like this interactive exhibit where you can scout the spout and see if it's a right whale, bowhead whale, or sperm whale. It's kind of fun. I think this is for kids, but I'm enjoying it.
How many days will they leave on?
On a ship like this, boy, you're talking about almost a year going from New York down the coast of North America, continuing along the coast of South America, around Cape Horn, and then working your way up to San Francisco. And then you gotta come back.
Now, whaling wasn't just sailing and enjoying the sea breeze. These guys were out here on the ocean, in the thick of it, hunting whales for their oil and bones. Think of it as the old school oil industry, but way more hardcore. They'd spot a whale, launch smaller boats, and get up close and personal, harpooning these massive creatures. Then it was back to the ship to process everything. This was tough, risky business, not for the faint of heart.
That's how it looks whenever we work in cruise ships.
Yeah, actually,
Like these.
they did not change the design. This was not for 5'9.5" folks like Martine and I.
I wouldn't feel safe hunting whales in this one.
No. This was such a surprise to come across. We definitely expected it to just be about the whaling industry and ships, but there's actually like this whole mock little town, and Martine's having such a blast. He is fascinated by American history. He thinks it's so cool, and it's been really fun to be able to go inside each of these buildings and kind of feel like you're stepping back in time.
For example, they had replica churches, schoolhouses, grocery stores, homes, and more.
And in some of these, there were demonstrations going on, like this one that we caught at the printing press.
You put the ink on, and then you want to press paper to the ink so the ink sticks. And that's what this wonderful machine does. It's got a very large bed so you can do a 2-page newspaper. This wonderful mechanism makes it very easy to lower the platen. I can do it with one hand. But it comes out beautifully, nice and crisp. This is not a copy, it's an impression.
Oh wow.
So you can
That's so
see
cool.
where the letters have pressed into the paper. And yes, the ink is still wet.
Yeah.
It's the type of place that you go to and you message your dad right after to tell him he needs to book a trip to Mystic, Connecticut to see this place. We all know someone who appreciates this kind of stuff.
That museum was amazing. Was everything that I expected and even more. But right now we're having dinner in this cute little tavern over here. I feel like I'm a fisherman. I just came out of the water and I'm very thirsty and hungry. So we're splitting a salad right now and then we order a couple things. Yeah, it's a nice cozy spot. I mean, it even has a fireplace, so I imagine over here during the winter months, it's very, very nice.
The name of the place is Captain Daniel Packer Inn, and to accompany the salad, we order one heck of a sausage gnocchi dish and maybe the best hot buttered lobster roll this trip. But we still have room in our stomach for dessert, so we head to a new spot in town, Bar and Bonbons. Adam Young, aka Food Network's best baker in America, recently opened this spot tucked around the corner from the famous Sift Bakery.
They even have my name. They're waiting for me.
This place looks incredible. They have so many different desserts you can get here, tons of little bonbons you can buy. What they're probably most known for is their delicious dessert martinis. Check out what Martine got here. It's a salted caramel martini with salted caramel Grey Goose, house-made dulce ganache, and just like the salted caramel piece on top. It's almost so pretty you don't want to drink it.
But I will.
But you will. And Martine also got this huge marshmallow that is like s'mores flavored. It looks
So good.
so good.
I don't know if like it's a drink or a dessert. Combination of both.
Mystic was awesome. What a fun little town to chill. We needed it after such crazy adventures.
That's right. It was like the perfect way to just settle down a little bit and enjoy this coastal town.
Yeah, and now you can say you know Connecticut.
Yes, another state in the US.
And we still have one more on this portion of our fall foliage road trip. Next week we're going to, drumroll,
Rhode Island.
yes, we're seeing Rhode Island in one day. It's gonna be a fun time. We left this video over here for you guys to watch next. So long.
Travel well.
Make the world your neighborhood. See you guys next time. Bye.